Good morning, everybody, and good morning, Anne. Hi. Anne's saying yes to something, but I can't see what she says yes to. Good morning and welcome. So hopefully we'll see a few more faces pop up into the chat in a moment. I can see that there's 4 people here. Good morning. Look at this. This is the south arm of the Hunter River, and we are 10 minutes before sunrise. And it's just, look at those beautiful pastel colours. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. So where we're standing, yeah, hi Anne. And thank you for your support this morning. I'm always grateful for it. I don't always, sometimes negligent in not thanking you. But I am always grateful, thank you. Hi Tish. And Matthew's here, but I can't see Matthew. Hi Jay. All right. So we're standing here on a little bridge. It's very narrow, and this is the way to get to Ash Island. There's your ubiquitous McDonald's just over there. You can probably see that. Just there. And hi Una, lovely to see you. And it's a full moon. Look at that. We've got the full moon over McDonald's. You can't escape them, can you? And I'll just show you where we're standing. This is the bridge that comes off the main highway, in fact, into Newcastle, coming from the north. And this is above the south arm of the Hunter River. So here we go. And what we're about to do is we're going to actually enter the Hunter Wetlands National Park. So I did need to be mindful that this is a very narrow bridge. Sounds like the premise of an American horror movie. Oh, okay. Which was that? The moon over McDonald's? Is that the premise, Jay? So here we are. We just need to be mindful if any traffic comes, we need to sort of skedaddle out of the way. But I just wanted to start up here on the bridge because it is so lovely. And what we're going to do is we're going to hop in the car and head to another spot where we'll walk into the wetlands across a boardwalk. From that point there, I'm actually largely going to go silent. This is a bit of an experiment. I've been told that people are happy for me to just plant the camera and watch with me wherever I happen to be. So we'll give it a go this morning. Let's see how that goes. This is mangroves around here. And the Hunter Wetlands National Park is a signatory of the Ramsar Convention. And what that is it's an organisation, or it's an agreement, it's a standard, if you like, that was signed, first commenced in Iran. Ramsar is the name of a city in Iran in 1971. To become a signatory of the Ramsar Convention, you must meet at least one of 9 criteria. The Hunter Wetlands meets 3 of those criteria in terms of actively preserving wetlands because of their significance. Well, we saw an owl just here a moment ago as we were walking up to the bridge. There was an owl on that tree branch, but he's gone. Yeah, it was just sitting on that tree branch there above the water. So here we go, the Hunter Wetlands National Park. So we're going to hop in the car and drive up to a second parking spot. So you'll get to see, we'll do a little bit, tiny road trip. Hardly worth mentioning, but just you get to see the landscape that we so often see that you don't get to. And there's the colour in the sky over there. All right, so we've just parked up over here. There's that full moon again. So the ways that the Hunter Wetlands meets the criteria, there's 3 ways I mentioned. One is that it is home to 112 water birds and 45 species of migratory birds. It's also habitat for critically endangered species, three of those. One is the Australasian bittern, which is a kind of water bird. Just need to mute the radio as well if it comes on. All right, here we go. I've got muddy feet. I just need to be mindful where I put them. All right, so we're going to drive up to the second car park. I need to get this seatbelt on, otherwise the car makes an annoying noise, even though I really don't need it in here. Okay, and we are now on Ash Island, which is one of the islands in the Hunter River estuary, coastal estuary. It's largely mangrove bushes along here, mangrove trees, and it's salt bush as well, which is an important habitat for the migratory birds, the water birds. And we're going to take this little road to the left, which is actually becomes a dirt road. Is Richard driving? Yes, Matthew. Richard's driving. I did investigate at one point getting a dash mounted camera holder. The one that I ended up getting wasn't very effective, wasn't very supportive, it kept flopping. So here's the landscape here. Whoops, that's not really working, is it? Just let this car go and then I'll point the camera over this way, because the sun's going to rise in that direction. And Matthew says, "Hi Richard, always lovely to see you."
Oh, thank you.
So this is the area that I investigated doing a walk in about 4 months ago, and I literally got carried away by mosquitoes. So we came here the other day, and thankfully there were no mosquitoes at all. Oh, there's a bird on top of that dead branch up there. I wonder what that is. My bet is it's some kind of a falcon or something, maybe. A kestrel. Pretty over there. So we're just going to park up over here. There's two walking trails here. One of them follows close to the water's edge, but we're actually going to take the one that goes along the boardwalk into the more into the. Did you have to find every pothole? He literally aimed at them, I'm sure. Okay, so here we are. And I'll need my bag as well. Here we are, we've arrived at where we're going to walk from. There, look at that. It's so pretty. Thank you. Richard's also going to be the porter of a little fold-up chair, and our aim, even though I haven't tried it, actually I haven't tried it yet, so I have no idea what it even looks like. I don't know if it's low to the ground or anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I just need to get this. I need to get this bag over my shoulder. How am I going to do that? With the camera cord there, the microphone cord rather. Can you hear me okay? All right, I think I'm right, but I just need to give my microphone cord a little bit of length. Right, okay, off we go. So I wanted to show you why it's called Ash Island first of all before we head down this path here. As you can see, there's two trails. I can hear you well, thanks Tish. So we're going to head down this trail here to the right. We're not going to go all the way, and the reason will become clear in a little while. So when we go to the left, my ankle's not up to that just at the moment, but if we were to go up to the left, we would be heading out to the main river up there to Scott's Point. We did that the other day, and it actually was it took a toll on my foot, so we're not going to do that today. My foot actually does need a bit of a rest. But just up here is the reason that this is called Ash Island. Not too far up. And I'm hoping we're going to hear lots of lovely bird song this morning. Just listening out for what we can hear at the moment. So this big tree on the left here is the reason that this is called Ash Island. And apparently this is a native ash tree, and it was called an ash by the early settlers because it reminded them of ash trees back in England. And it's one of just a few remaining on the island. It's a Narnia trail, says Matthew. So it says the ash tree of Ash Island. It was used for building. It's a very pale coloured timber. And it says it's the name the first European settlers gave the trees, which reminded them of the ash trees of home. Serene is the Aboriginal word. And what does it say? The white timber of the ash tree was highly prized as it was tough and hard, yet light and easy to work. So this is the reason why. For dairy farming back in the early days. So that's an ash tree. Alrighty, let's hit the trail. There's a bit of an issue with feral weeds, plants. A lot of these vines are introduced and they tend to take over the habitat, which creates a big problem for our wildlife because it strangles out the native species of plants and makes it difficult for normal animal and bird reptile behaviour. So it's a constant battle to try and keep the feral plants under control in places like this. What am I looking at? Grass. We're just pointing out the grass. The grass that was introduced for the dairy farm. What? Are you allowed to talk? Oh, mushrooms. Okay. A big cluster of mushrooms. Yeah, we won't try those. We won't take those home. So here we go. There's I've never seen those before. All right, before we continue down the trail, what I will do, which I should have done already, let's just turn the camera around. And good morning, everybody. I feel a bit croaky this morning. I'm not sure why. So good morning and welcome to the Hunter Wetlands National Park. We're here on Ash Island and we're on the Hunter River in Newcastle. And before I begin, I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Awabakal people and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. So let's walk along the trail. And as I said, once we hit a spot that I have in mind, what I'd like to do is set up the camera, set up the chair, and we'll treat the rest of the walk as a silent. And just also another warning is that the signal may drop. You remembered your glasses. Yeah, you're obviously referring to the YouTube premiere I did the other day, Matthew, where I'd forgotten my glasses. So the signal may drop. I think we'll be okay, but it may drop. So what we have here is the directions to, if you were to continue along this path, and we won't be able to, but if you were to continue along this path, that's where you would be heading towards. And I'm largely going to stop talking because we want to listen to the birds. I heard something over there to the left. Richard says it was an elephant. Maybe a heffalump. We're hearing noises in the forest undergrowth. You know, that sound of wings hitting the foliage like a bird taking off in the forest. And you can also hear the industry. We are not far from a fairly major port, so the contrast is quite stark. Should start to hear frogs. Woo! That one startled me. It came from right underneath me. Yeah, he was literally under where I'm walking. Okay, so there's a cluster of them over there, and let's just zoom in on that little grouping. You can see under the trees over there's a group of them, whatever they are. I think they might be moorhens. Yeah, okay. Richard has the job of trying to build a fold-up chair. And I can tell you that he's not very good at this sort of thing.
You can sit on that one.
This episode may not go quite according to plan, but that's okay. Let's see how he goes, huh?
No, don't.
He says no, don't. You look like you're going okay so far. You just don't know how to put the fabric bit on.
Sit on that.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a little stroll. We'll see you. We'll see you in I don't know, half an hour. When we get back, we'll see if Richard's sitting comfortably on that chair, huh? Okay. Yeah, that was the easy part. Exactly, Jay. Okay, so Matthew says, this now reminds me of the dead marshes from Lord of the Rings. It does a bit, doesn't it? Okay, I can see a black swan. Now I'm going to zoom in. It's right where the glow is that's coming through between the trees. Oh, look at that. Oh, just came into land on the water, another black swan. I agree, Matthew. Matthew says he's worried about the legs falling through the slats, the holes in the boardwalk. Oh, look at this. Oh. I'm zoomed in, I'm sorry, but... Oh, there they go, there they go. Okay, I am going to take you to the end of the trail and we'll come back to here. Just take a little walk a little further along the boardwalk. Am I still zoomed in? Oh yeah, there we go. I'm going to show you why we can't continue all the way along the path. It sounds like a heavy goods train coming in behind us. We're not very far from a train line as well. There's some small birds just on my left, chittering. They're too fast for me. So if you recall, we had some rather heavy rain a few weeks back, and this whole area went completely underwater. So the boardwalk ends here, and then just around the bend, the trail is completely inundated with water. So that's the reason we can't go very much further. It's basically just a puddle from about here onwards. You can probably see up ahead there now, the track is completely inundated. So this is a trail for another day. Did you hear the whip bird? And it's less of a puddle now than it was a couple of days ago, but it's still just a mud pit. And I'm not gonna chance it through there. All right, so let's head back to the what do you call that? Wetlands. Well, the lake, pool, pond. You heard it, Tish? You can start to see the glow of the sun on the trees here. And if I zoom in, it's rather a nice shot of the approaching bulrushes we have up ahead and other water grasses. I don't hold out much hope for that chair, to be honest. Something that was spotted in Aldi, and Richard thought it would be a good idea. I was a little bit dubious when he pointed it out, but he was insistent. Oh, I think he might have it. I just got a glimpse through between the trees. I actually think he might have succeeded. Oh, look at that. He's standing proudly next to his creation. What do we have flying over here? I think they might be ibis, bin chickens. Bin chickens in their more natural habitat. Alright, so this was the plan. The plan was to sit here on this seat. I still think it's a bit low for me, but anyway, we'll give it a go. And mount the camera on a tripod. We'll give it a go. Let's see how we go. We'll give it a few minutes, and if it's not looking very promising, we did see the black swans, and there's another one over there now too. Yeah, I'm going to zoom in.
Well done.
He's very proud of himself. Look,
Just don't sit on it.
just don't sit on it. You want to test it for me?
No, not really.
Okay.
Just go slow.
Look, I will set up the camera on the tripod first, and then we'll take it from there when I have two hands free. I think that's a good zoom. We can see the black swan there. I'll get the tripod out, set that up, and see how it all goes. This is all you're part of my experiment, guys. But that black swan there, look at him. He's gotten out of the water, fluffing up his feathers. Yeah, did you see the two that took off before? And then there's a big white egret has just flown in. All right, I need to get that down and open up the legs. Okay, yep, that works.
If I hear a splash.
If you hear a splash, it's me falling off this chair.
Yeah, I sat up.
You sat on it? Yeah, okay. All right, let's see. Tripod is... You're right about the holes in this boardwalk, Matthew. It's a bit dicey. Okay. Now if I turn this a little... Oh, not that way. There we go, that way. And then we go up a little. I still haven't worked out the... Don't put your back to the water when you first try it. Get a regular folding camp chair if this one doesn't work out. Worth the money. Yeah, that's what I would have preferred, Jay. Oh, gee, I don't like this at all. Don't want to shift on it. Okay, so we can see the black swan there. We can see the white egret there. That swan's fluffing up his feathers again. Just want to, whoops. I feel like I want to keep holding the gimbal. The tripod doesn't feel very stable. Anyway, I'll just have my hand here ready to grab it in case it moves. There's a smaller bird just to the left of the egret. I think it might be a moorhen. Might be the one that flew out from under me. And that swan's giving itself a good old groom, isn't it? Do you hear the frogs? So I can see the glow of the sun on my left. I was kind of hoping it would be over the wetlands by now, but it's over on our left. I'm not sure what sort of an impact it's going to have. But if I pan, oh, still doing that the wrong way. If I pan around to the left here, there we go. There's the sun over there, sort of. Sorry guys. Yeah, kind of there. Let's come back to where the birds are. That was a white-faced heron that just lifted off and then landed a few metres further to the left. We've lost him, he's just moved out of frame. Oh, look at him fluffing up his wings. Beautiful. So what do you think, people? Is this something that we could do from time to time, or is it just a little bit too slow paced for your liking? Hans says yes. There's that white-faced heron again. I think it's something else. Just on the left, it's got a grey body. Not sure what it is. It blends in with the background. Interesting to revisit when seasons change. Yeah, I think so. At the moment, of course, we're in the dead of winter, so the grasses and water plants are in their dormant, I guess, part of their life cycle. So this would look completely different in spring. That egret is moving with deliberation, very deliberately. And I'm not sure where the swan went. Well, the wind's picked up a little bit and I'm a little bit nervous for my gimbal. Oh yeah, that is a white-faced heron. You can see him moving just in front of the egret there, just to the left of it. There's the white-faced heron just there with a grey body. All right, everyone, I'm going to start thinking about trying to get up out of this seat. And I probably need Richard's help to do that. And he's wandered off. I don't want to yell. He's just turned his back on me. He's kind of at the end of the path over there where he turned his back on me. But I am going to see if I can get up out of this chair now. Because I think I'll wind up. I think 45 minutes is kind of long enough for something like this. But did you find it enjoyable? That's the main thing. Right, let me see if I can get up. Oh yes, I did it. I did it. I'm up. I'm up. Let's zoom out because that's a little disconcerting now. Okay everyone, I'm going to slowly start walking back towards the car, but I probably need, I'll leave the chair there, Richie can come back and get it. No one else is around. I don't think it's going to get stolen by a white-faced heron. So I'm going to put that back down, and you got, yeah, I managed A, I got up. All right, so here we go. Just one last look around here, and we'll slowly start making our way back towards the car. There it is. Wasn't too bad. I was expecting worse. I was expecting to kill the chair, to be honest. Okay, let's there's something up there flying. Oh, I don't know if you can see them. They're just black dots, aren't they? But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of them, whatever they are, just flying across there. And they've gone that way. All right, it's a lovely spot. I can see an ibis over there. There's the ibis, just in amongst the grass. And there's another formation of another 8, whatever they are, coming in. Whoops, zoomed in is really tricky. Okay. We're going to go and grab coffee now. So yeah, this is the wetlands. I'll try and do more and different aspects of it from time to time. I'm just getting down low for a reflection. Down there. There's the sun. So we know at least which direction the sun's coming. I just literally got a transmission warning, a signal warning. So I'm going to move a little bit quickly along the boardwalk back to the car.
I'll get the chair.
Thank you. And there we go. At least, well, we tested 2 things today. I tested setting up the tripod in a tricky situation, and that all worked live on camera, live in action. What else did we test? We tested that damn chair. And I don't know, sitting quietly watching something. I didn't keep very quiet, did I? I need to learn to be quiet for longer. So actually, I don't actually know if you're still with me because I still have the signal warning. So I'm going to just kind of walk along here as quickly as possible, and hopefully by the time I get back to the car, that warning will have disappeared. It's still there. still with me? Thanks, Tish. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so there's some information on a big board over here about there was a family that lived here. The Scott family lived here during the late 1800s. They were dairy farmers, I believe, and they preserved. No, actually, they were before the dairy farmers. They actually preserved this land really well, apparently, and then it was whoever came after them that wiped everything out and cleared it. But we have the green and golden bellfrog is one of the 3 critically endangered species. Then there's some kind of a stingray, and the Australasian bittern that I mentioned earlier. So they're the 3 critically endangered species that are being that the wetlands is being preserved as habitat for those 3 species. There's a little boat coming along here. Factors that could affect the status of the viability of the wetlands, the salt water to fresh water ratio apparently is really critical, and if that changes, that could completely affect the habitat for the species that live here. And these artworks that were made by I think members of the family. So this one dates from 1852, and it shows the eggs of the butterfly or moth on the species of plant that it likes to lay on. So that's what this is about. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around. Richard's still battling with that chair. He hasn't appeared yet. So obviously he's still. Let me turn the camera around. We'll finish up now. I never intended to go much beyond about 45 minutes anyway. I couldn't see myself sitting in one spot for too long. I'm just not good at it. But I can see the benefit of it. I can see the appeal. So anyway, we'll finish up here. I'll turn the camera back around again because the sun glowing on the mangroves over there across the river is looking quite lovely. I'm still working on videos. I'm still nursing my foot. I don't expect there to be too much coming up in terms of live walking tours for me for a little while, just because as much as I ideally love doing it, I just can't manage it at the moment, which is frustrating. Frustrating as anything. But anyway, we suffer the inconveniences for the greater good, don't we? And greater good being able to walk in the future, I guess. All right, I'm going to turn the camera back around again. We'll finish up looking at the mangroves across the river and then I'll finish up. Thank you again for joining me. Richard's still not back yet. Should we wait for him? There we go. A little bit of a sanctuary in the middle of an industrial city. Here he comes. Look, he's even managed to get it back in the bag. Wave bye. Okay, bye everybody.